Okay, let me just remove. Good morning to everyone. We are here to hear from some students, also past students, I mean, their experience regarding the communication engineering. And my name is Paolo Giaccone. I'm the coordinator of communication engineering. I work for the Department of Electronics and Telecommunication. And here you find the website link. And also, if you are interested to join this degree, you have also the Telegram chat in which you can also discuss and have help in the case of need. I will actually, this is the agenda of this presentation. I will give a very quick overview about communication engineering. This event is aimed for the interaction with the students, the ex-students, is not devoted to present communication engineering. Nevertheless, I prefer to give really a short overview of some main concepts. Then we will have the first presentation by Maria Letizia Amoruso from Win3. Then from Barbara Ripani, join ESA. Then Giuseppe Labruna, who is currently CCNE students. And then we have a space for question and answer. So I want just to highlight a main important concept. Whenever you talk about ICT application, you see ICT stands for Information and Communication Technology. C is the key enabling technologies for ICT world. We know, I assume that you are aware that communication are the basis of all the modern application. You see a lot of possible application, optical communication, satellite communication, aerospace communication, multimedia processing, machine learning, mobile and cellular application, data center, communication, computer network, and connected cars, autonomous driving. On all these, or most of these applications, you will become an expert if you join this degree. 5 good reasons to choose communication engineering. The first peculiarity of this degree is that it is project-based. Is the project-based approach that is used as a teaching method. This is a peculiarity of this degree. Second is outstanding jobs with high salaries, top quality teaching, double degrees opportunities studying abroad, and finally the reputation of Politecnico. If you go on the website of Politecnico and you go on communication engineering, you find in details all these aspects. I'm not going to cover today because I want to leave really space to the talk. Okay, so now it's time for the interactive part. So I will leave the floor to Maria Letizia Amoruso from Win3. So you can turn on. Just 1 second, because it's a PDF, so it's okay, so you can start.
Thank you for the introduction and good morning to everybody, and thank you for coming here today. My name is Maria Letizia Amoruso. I'm a former Politecnico student, and as of today, I'm a sales engineer at Win3. Today, I would like to go over my experience here at this university and on the job market, and hopefully that will give you an idea of one of the possible paths that you can take when focusing on telecommunications in your education. So let's go through my experience at Politecnico. I actually enrolled in 2016 when I was 19 years old. And I had a big interest in both electronics and telecommunications, and I couldn't really pick one. So I decided to attend the EC bachelor degree, which stands for Electronic and Communications Engineering. And it was only available here at Politecnico, so I didn't really have a choice, but I was glad to make this choice at the end of the day. Here you can read this workshop. So basically I had the chance, I was selected to attend this workshop, which really helped me develop my knowledge in both circuits, programming, and also telecommunications. It goes by the name Circuits and Algorithm for Music Processing. It was the first edition, I believe, of this workshop. And the reason why I'm mentioning it is because it was the first project that I worked on with a couple of my colleagues, and it was great to interact with them, to work with them. And also I'm a big music fan. I play a couple of instruments myself. So it was really nice to use that knowledge and to make it into an engineering experience. And that really helped me develop a sense of, working in a group and also being given an assignment and not necessarily a lecture, and then working on the project on our own. So I think this is, it makes a lot of sense with what CE is going to be like. And then at the end of EC, I realized that I was still interested in both electronics and telecommunications, but I decided to specify in the latter. So I decided to attend the CCNE master degree, which stands for Communications and Computer Networks Engineering, which I realize now is old because it's just going to be communication engineering, but I think that the topics are going to be pretty much the same, but it's going to be more of a project-based learning process. And I did my thesis with Professor Giacone, and I studied the multipath TCP application in a domestic environment. And while I was doing that, actually, I forgot to mention that I was supposed to attend my last year of university in Spain because I had to go there with an Erasmus scholarship, but then 2020 happened, so I couldn't go. And I decided to do something less usual, so I started to look for a job while I was working on my thesis, just to do something different so that I wouldn't focus on that disappointment. And the reason I'm saying this, it's because there are going to be some disappointments, but it's the way you react to them that is going to define your career or your start of your career. So as I mentioned, I applied for a job offer, which I found on LinkedIn. And I really suggest that you keep an eye on LinkedIn because it's a very important platform when you're looking for a job or specifically for an internship like I was. So in February 2021, I answered and I was contacted like a week later, and I didn't really think much of it because in the beginning, you tend not to believe that they're going to pick you, but in the end they did. And in March, I started this on-stage program or on-stage program, which lasted for 6 months. And I was trained for 6 months in the sales engineering department, which at the time I didn't exactly know what it was, but to be honest with you, it was winter, so I didn't really question it and I dove into it. And it took me about 6 weeks to understand what it was. But yeah, in September 2021, I was offered a full-time job as a sales engineer for the large and top market. By large and top market, we mean like enterprises with over 200 employees, so pretty big ones. And like I said previously, I found out what a sales engineer is after a while, so I'd like to explain it to you. So we have pre-sales and post-sales engineers. I'm a pre-sales engineer. And what we do is we have a sales team. So I'm not the person who's selling to the customers, but I'm the one providing the technical support. So, the products that we sell today, like cybersecurity, connectivity, cloud, and all this stuff, they're quite complicated. So a salesperson may not be 100% independent in selling them, so they need a technical support, and that's what I do. So I interact with customers daily, which is a big plus for me. And the reason why it's a big plus is because when I was studying, I just figured that I was going to be an engineer programming alone in a dark room, but I was really missing that interaction with people, and I was pleased to find out that actually you could be an engineer and also get to talk to people a lot. I mean, I do spend a lot of time behind the screen, but it's usually because I'm on a meeting or on a call and talking to people. And what's really crucial about talking to people is understanding their needs. So there's no textbook telling me what to do and what that customer needs. I have to talk to them and understand what they need. So that's really important, and that I think makes sense with the project-oriented learning of the communication engineering program, because nobody is going to tell you what to do. So you you just gather all the information, and from that point on, you create a tailored solution for the customer. And that's very challenging, but that's also what keeps it interesting. There's no project like a previous one. So that I really like that. And also in Wintra, there is this new generation program, which I'm a part of, which is intended for fresh graduates who were newly employed. So it's an 18-month program where we have the chance to develop some skills, not just technical skills, but also human skills. And there's also going to be some mentoring with older people in our company. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I love the fact that they cared about my technical skills, but they're still helping me develop not just as an engineer, but also as a human being, which I value a lot. So this is a very quick overview of Wintra's numbers. You may have heard of this company. We have about 27.3 million fixed and mobile customers and 2.8 million fixed accesses, which we mean FTTC, FTTH, dedicated fiber, all of that. We have some revenues of around 4.7 billion and 1.2 billion investments. We have a big market share in the mobile market, which is 27.7% and 14% as of the fixed market. We have over 200 agreements with 200 countries abroad, and we have 4.8 million connected IoT devices. So it's a pretty big company, and it's a pretty solid one. So I'm glad that I can be working for them. But I would like to go through the job interview that I mentioned earlier, because that was very interesting to me, and also I would like to present this program, which is, I believe, on its 4th, 5th edition this year. So it's the onstage program. It goes on, I mean, every year, sorry. I think I participated in the 3rd edition or something like that. So it's a 6 months internship program. They're not only looking for sales engineers, they're looking for data analysts, everything that you can think of a company like Wintra would need. So I would recommend you to just keep an eye on all the offers that you can find on LinkedIn, because they're still happening right now, or you can follow me. Sometimes I just reshare these offers. So why am I mentioning the way they picked me? Because, I mean, this virtual gaming assessment was very interesting for me. It was one of the reasons why I decided to go for it. And it doesn't make sense to pick somebody while they're